And welcome. Ooh, gotta turn off my speaker here. All right, welcome. Thanks for joining. Yes, 3D Medic Events. That is pretty awesome. And to think, I only really started consistent streaming, other than just like some print uploads and stuff, um, back in August, like the very beginning of August. So it's pretty awesome. Like right about 6 months to hit 100. That's I'm pretty ecstatic. And that's pretty nice. So yeah, hopefully audio's coming in decent. I don't know what the internet's doing. It's saying I'm doing pretty decent uploads, so hopefully it's smooth tonight. Of course, then again, all my Octoprints are acting a little stupid right now. I don't understand. Saying that they don't recognize username and password. Then I put it in a second time and then it works. Or I go to the web page itself and it doesn't want to load. I don't know why it doesn't convert the emojis right. It's a little weird. Hey, Jake from State Farm. Thank you. Yeah, I figure later tonight we'll do a little thank you gift giveaway. Only one. Trying to save up money for the Mark III project, so you know, it's plus I got, you know, the kids printer project, and then finally got this beast of a Delta finally doing something mostly right, but trying to lean on some people maybe to help out with stop printing llama. I was actually trying to get on your stream a little while ago, and that's when I figured out my internet was all crazy. I mean, you were moving like 2 frames a second. I had no audio. I was like, what is going on here? I rebooted everything, and now it's slowly trying to come back in too. Man, something is just not right with that switch. Oh, okay. Well, either way, I mean, I'm paying for a fiber connection, and they said I'm supposed to get about 650 up minimum. And when I did my speed test, it was saying I had 75 going up. So I don't know. It's like everything that I do with this AT&T fiber modem, it's theirs, but anything I put below it says it doesn't work right. Anything I put directly on it says it doesn't work right. So I don't know where they're imagining their speed test is coming from. I mean, I know it's just to the closest substation, but I mean, still, I don't understand how it's saying I've got 900 down and 971 up, and yet I'm getting 175 down kinda and only 75 up. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. And I think my Chrome browser decided to just go super retarded on me. Okay, let's try that again. But yeah, so it's a little hard to see because my big head is in the way, but I did get the TFT touch panel hooked up to the Delta. I got most of, I've only got to like really secure the front piece, but there's another piece I want to put in inside another mini power supplied to do like LED lights and stuff. So I don't really want to secure the front so much. But yeah, I got the touch panel on, but I did find a flaw, so we're gonna have to re-upload the firmware to get the fix, and I'll go into more of that later. I had the spool holder fall earlier, scared my son, but I rerouted it to the other side. So far, the top angle brackets seem to be holding. I know it's a little hard in frame as well, but I did end up printing my my E10 little cover. It's got the glow-in-the-dark filament, nice big square buttons to use. Now I want to get that mounted. So I got to drill a hole in the frame. Of course, the E10 is still going to need linear rails because these rods are just crap. I don't understand what's going on. It's constantly like binding up. I even swapped back to the factory bearings. What's up, Trolling? Because the IGUS ones that I had on there for a while apparently are just way too tight in the tolerance, and any slight bow in that rod and it just locks it up. So I went with the just standard rod bearings, or the factory rod bearings, and it got a little bit better, but I actually have to unscrew all 4 anchor points of the rod so that the rod, like anchor point, they're like they just float there in the extrusion. If I don't do that, then it'll bind. And because it shifts around like that, I don't have any real accuracy. So I'm just trying to figure out and plan out how I'm going to do linear rails on that. Because I mean, I've already swapped out. I got a smaller bed, so it's got the standard A-net bed. So a 220 by 220 versus the 220 by 270 that they originally had on it. But I just don't know where I should put the linear rails. If I should go like measure it so it literally takes the very front bracket spot to the back, or like get a small piece of extrusion that'll go, you know, and mount that between the 2 poles, and then just put a linear rail, a smaller one, just like right in the middle. Because I mean, I don't even use the full bed length. So I mean, my start script says, yeah, from home position to the edge of the bed is a -54. So I mean, I'm already losing quite a lot. Forward. I tried that, Vince, and it moves for a few times, but then the rods themselves will start turning, and I don't know which one it is or if it's both, but it'll turn just enough, and then all of a sudden, like it'll go. I can do the front and middle probe points with the BL Touch, but then when I get to the back one, just that much of a forward movement, and it'll bind up, and then I only actually moved like from the middle probably about an inch or 2, and it's not even to the back end of the bed, and it'll bind up completely. But if I loosen all the screws so it just kind of floats there, then it'll move back and forth. But it also, like, the rods themselves move within the holders. Even when I had them locked in, they still shift a little bit. So it's just very irritating. I mean, granted, I got it cheap and I didn't have to pay full price. I got it used, so I mean, there is that. But it's like I just keep investing more and more money into this thing, and it's driving me more nuts. So I don't know. I don't really want to get rid of it, because when it did work, it was doing really well, but then the very first printer, Jake, was an M3D Micro, and then I got an A-net. Then I went to the Tronxy Core XY, the X5S. Wrap a piece of tape. Possibly. I mean, that would make it tighter within the slot, But, and I mean, that probably would help it from rotating as well. But that's the thing, is I don't know if I put the tape around it to get it to lock tight enough to not rotate anymore, if I'm in the right position, and can I do any adjustment with that. I mean, I guess we could try that tonight and see, you know, how well that works. Because really, that's like the last thing that I need to get this thing really going. You know, for what I spent on it, and that was before I knew DIY kits were even a thing, I thought it was like the greatest thing since sliced bread. You know, I had a blast using it. It wasn't great quality, but I produced a lot of stuff out of it. I mean, the thing was printing like practically non-stop. I did a couple of flexible prints. I only did with PLA, but I went through, granted they're smaller rolls, but I mean, I went through probably 5, 6 rolls of the PLA, and either 1 or 2 rolls of the flexible. I can't remember which. But yeah, I was printing like crazy, and then it started getting to that point where it was just like everything I wanted to print needed to be a bigger bed, and I couldn't find a way to chop it down. Scaling it down didn't work because you can't, otherwise it's just not usable. And the quality was going crappy, and then I went, well, let me get an A-net, and then just factory condition of an A-net was like 100 times better than that M3D. And I was like, why did I spend so much money on that stupid M3D to spend half, a little less than half, on the A-net as a kit, and it blows it out of the water. So, but it is what it is, you know? Yeah. That's exactly what my homing was doing. And actually, let's see if it'll actually connect. I don't know what the internet's doing, or my local network. My router was giving me issues earlier. I think it might be getting too hot. It's like Octoprint doesn't want to parse the page correctly now. I swear, when I start having issues, man, they all just start coming in like crazy, all at the same time. Can't figure out what's causing more of the issues. Where's my fan? There it is. It's getting too hot in here. There we go. Octopi 3, local, name not resolved. Something tells me, now that I put Bitdefender on my system, that I'm going to have issues. Doesn't say anything is on. Oh, where's the firewall? Well, I don't have anything incoming, so that shouldn't be. Why is it doing this? Allow home group in. Oh. You know, if you can ever avoid it, and try not to get an ear infection, because that is distracting as all get out. I don't even have anything that was saying it's like blocking any outside ports. Okay, I guess temporarily let me just yeah, I was ecstatic when I found that that M3D plug-in for Octoprint. That I thought that was like the coolest thing, and then I was able to knock stuff out a lot more because of that, and that definitely helped. Sorry, the camera's over here, but I've got my other screen on this side that I keep looking at. Okay, why aren't you resolving? Why can't I get into my Octoprint? System 32. Check our host, make sure nothing happened to it. Okay, so nothing's in the host file. Which is fine. But why are you not wanting to work? That is the weirdest thing. It just like all of a sudden, hey Scott, all of a sudden now my Octoprint. Okay, so the big delta works just fine. And no, I didn't update any of the Octoprints. It's doing this. Nope, that's not what I wanted. There. It's doing this where it just like it doesn't want to show up anything, but my other one, it's loading. It's just a little slow, but like I hate it when it starts doing this, and then you go to try to refresh, and then it's like, and then it goes, oh, it can't be reached. Yes, log in. Wonder if that, yeah, see? So that's connecting to the API of Octoprint, and it works just fine. See if this one works. Apparently not. Okay. What about the linear bus? What in the world is going on today? E10? That's a Pi cam, so that should be working just fine. Well, I'm kind of glad that I didn't like reflash all of them because I was about to. Okay, well. At least I'll show you guys this. It took me a bit of tweaking to get this part working. Oh, jeez. See, told you that. Stupid spool holder just scared the hell out of me again. Alright, let's see if I can get it. There we go. At least, here. Get it where bigger screen. There we go. Alright. We're going to turn it on, and I use my remote app to get the remote power. Bam! Get my logo in there. Yeah. Now if it could do other things like properly interface with Octoprint, because right now if I print anything through Octoprint, it doesn't change anything. Yeah, I did just set it on the floor. Medic! That scared the hell out of me. That's the E10. You can barely catch it in frame right here hanging. But that was the E10 that was bolted onto the control box. That's the original like print arm. And yeah, if you can see in there, I've got the nice power supply, and then I've got my Pi under here under the back. The really nice thing I like about this TFT screen is I can move it around. I got it where it's got the frame lock. That. Of course, it helps if you don't get the cable in the path of the track here. There we go. It's got the built-in SD card reader, which is pretty nice. But again, it doesn't like either. It looks like either the interface is set up so you print through it, and it just sends the serial data to the board to print, or you use Octoprint and you get no feedback whatsoever on the screen. And again, currently the when I swapped out the old console screen that had the dead pixels, I'm having to connect it so that I can hit the go button when I tell it to level, because it'll deploy the probe, or it'll come down and it'll stop and say deploy the probe, which I did on my console as well. That way I don't accidentally forget that I need to put the probe on or take it off before I do something else. So yeah, that part was a little irritating, but at the same time, I mean, it's a nice like safety feature, so you don't bury the probe into the bed, or you know, forget the probe that you needed to put it on and bury the nozzle. So, but because of that, on this Delta, on this configuration with the touchscreen, it doesn't get any feedback, so I can't do anything with it. And I think I'm going to turn off that whole strip and make all of the Octoprints reboot, because like this is ridiculous. I can't even get, still can't get the login screens. Let's see if that whole power cycle works better. See if any of these start coming in. Oh, look. Aquaprint 2 just finally decided to grace me with the appearance. Yep, there goes 2. Why everything else takes so long to start showing up. Oh, oh. Are they all going to start working now? Come on. Really got to clean my office area. It's getting a bit crowded in here. Why are you two taking so long? Do I not have the right IP in there? See, that's just weird. Alright. About to refresh the screen here. Oh. There we go. Kind of hard to see an image when you have the camera lens blocked. But yeah, I gotta find a new mount for this Pi cam as well, because where it was just got caught and like ripped the mount all apart. Sorry, moving all around here. Man, I can't get this thing to like just sit. Can I? There it is. Oh, come on, slow down. Sorry. I gotta go under there first. Tension out. That gonna work? I think that might work. There we go. All right, there we go. Okay. Sorry about all that. Alright, so did I miss a setting, if anybody knows, in Chrome to like allow it to keep loading a web page without having to select it in the tabs? Because this is getting really annoying. It's like it doesn't even want to process what I'm doing on the page until I click to make it the active tab, and then it starts trying to process it. All right, let's try to move the bed around on the E10 here. Okay. And see that motion works right now, back and forth. Oh, what? I guess I did screw these down. Okay, well, hell, let's get it to home or probe to bed and see if we can get something to print. All right. What would be a good print? I don't have any filament in it right now, so I guess we could pretty much do anything. What is that? Oh, that's because I hit the... There we go. Yeah, see, this is one of the downfalls of it not working right. I get invalid mesh. I don't know what it's trying to do, and then you just hit confirm and it goes back to normal. Weirdest damn thing ever. Alright, so let's see what we got here. Let's remove that and go to the E10. Okay. So, Llama, what's going on with your Frown King? Since I didn't really get to catch the stream very well. You really need that right now to be able to work. This is ridiculous. I really need to get my what you call it, magnetic stand built. So I'll put my iPad up. Stepper motor underpowered and an ANET where you adjust power out to the steppers. Yeah, very true. Well, it depends, because if you got the old version 1.0 board, it did have 4, well, 1, 2, 3, 4. It had 3 or 4 potentiometers. It didn't want to have for all of them, but it did have it for that. But that being said, neither one of my 2 boards and honestly, I don't even know. where I put the other board now. Put it around here somewhere because I was messing with it. But yeah, neither one of the other two boards for my original A8 and my E10 only have the one potentiometer screw for the Z. That's it. There's nothing else on it. And yeah, it felt really underpowered. Well, I think the only reason they did it, Lama, was so that because you are driving two motors, that even though they don't move that much, that they felt like that's the only one that you really need to worry about. Everything else is just steps because it's only moving a little, you know, like one mass instead of like the Z. You're trying to split the load over both of them, though it really, that seems counterintuitive. You'd think that Z would be the only one that you don't need it because you're using two motors to bear the load, but I don't know. Their thought process behind it is just crazy to me. Two Z sockets. Oh yeah. But the potentiometer, if you measure it or follow the traces, it looks like it's only off for the second Z, but the traces make it balance between both of the Z's, and it'll do for both of them, or at least it did on mine. I don't know. Maybe they changed that again too. They keep updating these boards and yet not giving the correct amount of features anyway. Well, it's internal built 4988 drivers, so I think they just hardwired it in the traces themselves to pick a certain voltage. I guess I don't even know how they do it, to be honest. But I think that's why so many people have problems with the ANETs, is because it's all built into the board like that. Now that we keep talking about it, I really want to find my board. Oh, I don't even know where to put it now. Oh, it's right there in my face. Yeah. Alright, let me find it. Okay. Yeah, so here, let me go to max main cam. Bam. Alright. So if you can see, hopefully that'll come on, focus. Where is my camera? Logitech. Alright, fine. Configure. Oh, you're not gonna... There it goes. I didn't talk to you, stupid Echo. Okay. I don't need follow my face. Okay. Autofocus is... There we go. Alright, so one stepper, right, for that one. This one is for the Y. And then you have Z, and then the one potentiometer, and it controls for both Z, and then the last stepper for E. And this is the V1-5. But yeah, it sucks. It sucks that it doesn't have like where you can really change it. But then I also found out through another page that, oh, come on, focus, there we go. So these 6 match up in the J3 in the center of the center of the J3 connector, so that if you had like a USB ASAP, you could pop it right onto that the 6-pin set instead of having to file down the outer pins just to get it to go right in. But there's been a couple of people that I've seen that have taken solder and trace wire stuff. Oh, come on, focus. There we go. They've taken the center of the board and they've mapped out the pins directly so that they can put external steppers and not even use any of this piece and just have it completely go to the other side. And at that point I was like, there's so much work that you would have to do, plus you're buying separate stepper motors anyway, then you might as well just upgrade the board to one that you can just drop the steppers directly in and then just be done with it. But okay, I'm seeing. Alright, so I don't know if I can get it to zoom in quite that well. Come on, focus. 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 There we go. Alright, see how good I can get it to. There we go. If you look, the trace for that potentiometer versus the R23 or R16, they just put a little fuse to it, and you could put, like, they put that potentiometer right over the exact same traces. Not that it would be like an easy thing by any means, but yeah, it looks like they just went with a straight little capacitor relay, whatever the hell that thing is. So you have R9, R16, and R23 instead of putting in a 16, 17. Okay, so it would be R30. But in R30's place, they put that potentiometer. That's crazy. But anyway, so speaking of all that, I did find a hiccup. So as you notice with my E10, I've got the ANET 5 push button, connector. The actual E10 screen here, this is not compatible with the way everybody tells you to wire up a BL Touch. And I spent 5 days scouring videos, forums, anything that I could find to try to get it to work, and felt like an idiot when I finally found one of the videos that the guy was like, oh, well, you use this pin if you have the old ANET, 5-pin connector or 5-pin screen. But if you look at the configuration, if you put in the E10 screen or A6 screen, same one, that takes up that pin board, or that board then it needs pin 27 to make something on the board work. So now you have to use pin 29 instead. So you got to go over a couple more pins and then you can make it work. And I was like, I don't want to have to go back, because I went through and I like on the back side of the board, instead of snipping the ribbon wire, I just tapped into the solder joint and put my own little extension piece, and then I can plug into that, so I didn't have to, you know, try to get that control signal. But instead of doing it, you know, on that and like redoing it, I just put the old screen on there and then was like, oh, hey, now it works just fine. It's really, really irritating. But on a side note, that means I now have a spare ANET board in case this thing ever goes down. I've already got another one. Because now that I've done the upgrade on the X5S, its original factory board is now what I'm going to use in the kids printer that I'm going to print out. And I guess maybe let's just load up some parts for the kids printer and start getting that thing going, because I've got a lot of parts to print. Hopefully now I got enough printers working that I can actually start getting caught up on that. I'm like way behind. Alright, let's see, printer STLs. What do we want to print? Oh. Okay, we don't want that one. We want... Oh, that's right. I can't do either one because it's the wrong type of screen. Yeah, well, not that one. There we go. Alright, we'll get that sliced and going here. Yeah, 20%. Okay. Prepare to print. Come on. There we go. It's funny that it shows my my mouse moving, but it doesn't show the updated window that popped up. That's pretty funny. Alright, so yeah, I need to reprint that. Camera mount. Oh, cool. Yeah, if I can, if that Chitu group, if the admins or whatever, if they can figure out the temperature reporting, I think that would make a huge difference for me, at least, with the using it through Octoprint, since that's pretty much how it functioned. But I mean, that would be pretty cool, because like I said, the only real issue that I have with it is it's not reporting the temperatures correct. But the other thing that would be nice, but now I've got two printers that have this issue, that if I send a print job through Octoprint, it's not updating on the screen to show print timers or anything like that. So if you walk up to the printer, you don't see anything. That would love to be fixed as well. But that I know is probably going to be a lot more interesting. More interesting of a feat to try to accomplish. Alright. Let's see how well this thing is going to want to try to work. We do red, Rhino PLA, and that's print. Where are my tweezers? Tweezer. There's the tweezer. Oh, you've got a chit 2 board there, Jake? Or just wanting more control over Octoprint stuff? Realized I forgot to took my sidewalls off. Oh, well, I can't really put that one. Watch the camera. But can turn that on so you can see it better. How are you already popping? And it's like it just doesn't like to do lettering, like, for crap. Hey, how's it going, Hop? Morning, it's late evening. Oh, and if you see the camera, like, bounce a little bit, that's just from the mount and screw, like, where the Y lock screw is. The mount that I got, it's got too tight of a hole to go over that screw, and so it bounces on it every now and then. It's not actually flexing the bed or anything. It just, you'd figure with the bed level probe that it would actually get like the bed level. God, that's irritating that it's doing that. Good, Bahawk, how are you? I mean, you're the one that's up at 2 a.m. Jeez. I appreciate it. You know, I tried, but this bed, Ultra Base is just, it is crap. I don't know what they did to this, but this glass is not level, and I struggle with it like on a daily. That's why I just put the probe on there to try to help me get it a little bit better, because it's like no matter what I did manually, it just didn't want to work. That's why I'm hoping that, you know, I can do linear rails, and then I'm just gonna peel off this Ultra Base and put a whole different. It's the 3M stuck directly onto the heated bed, because like a dummy, I just connected it all without checking anything first. But this was the first one. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but it's, yeah, it's clicking like crazy. I think it's too close to the bed, but yeah, it definitely is. Weird, like it hit that one spot. You can't see it quite yet, but it's got like one spot that just, it apparently was too close to the glass, and so it's clicking like crazy. But so far it looks like everything else, now that I've adjusted it off and then put it back. See that dead spot? That's where it was doing all the clicking. That just doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, but even if it is bubbled, I wouldn't know how else to even try to fix it. I mean, literally, other than peeling off the Ultra Base and then hoping that I don't damage the glass or the heat bed in the process, and then turn around and just MC. Yeah, you know, I mean, and then just try to go from there. I mean, this was the $1 giveaway Ultra Base that I ended up winning, that I got like in on that contest that they were doing. So I mean, it's only $1, so it's like hard to justify doing that. No, well, I don't believe so. Here, let me What, did my pie lock up? Why isn't the video working? Hold on. Okay, so it shows right on the one screen, and now it's not on the other. Come on. There it goes. All right, so there's the, in place of the 280 over here in the top corner, I've got it pointed right at the bed on the E10. You see, they're not too collapsed. I mean, I used one of the nylon little screen spacers that I had, and I tightened it, not clamped it down, but I tightened it down evenly on all four corners. And that's not the standard H frame. That's that Gulf Coast or whatever, that one that's got the square with the center motor cutout. Let's see if I can get a better angle of it here. That's a bad angle. That's that where it's like solid across the back, across the middle, and then it's only the front that's got the two separate tines. But yeah, that one, I mean, it's a lot more stable than the what you call it, the standard H frame. Oh. All right, what is the thing I was wanting to try to print? Is it hitting that? Sorry. We'll just move that back over. I knew that camera mount was going to give up. There we go. Okay, so I guess we're past that weird first layer, and now everything looks like it's printing just fine. See, it's a little bit weird. Anyway. Alright, so, what was I going to print out? Can't remember now. You're going to bed? Alright, love you. Do what? Oh, okay. Ah, that's what I was going to print. wanted to get those new Delta feet for the console. That I don't need, so that is what I want. Yeah, I'll just do one at a time right now. Make sure that they come out decent. Ooh, only 58 minutes? It's not bad. Wait, what did I put the layer height at? Okay. I guess if you guys don't share out and notify and all that cool stuff with other people, I guess we're down to what? Oh, now only 4 people wanting to do the giveaway a little later. I guess that makes it pretty easy to figure out who won. Figured more people would want to be on it, but you know, hey. Yeah, that thing shifted again. I need a new, better camera holder. Yeah, that thing is bouncing a lot on that screw right there. I can't really like push it in there because that mount is connected to the bed frame, so it'll throw it all off if I keep doing it too much. Well, I appreciate that, Jake. But that's completely up to you. I mean, you know, at this point now there's only 3 people that would be eligible. So, and I'm sure Scott probably doesn't want to even try to do it. But once I announce like what it actually is, if anybody remembers some of the previous announcements for it, so that'll probably take it down to just 2 people. And I'm sure Hawk probably isn't wanting to stay up for another hour before we even try to do it. So that may make it Vince or Llama, I guess. Whichever one is still in here, that'd probably be it. Which is fine. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. Like I said, it was just kind of a thank you gift. You know, I got it kind of as one of those company drops. So, I don't know. No, I can't afford to do that. Not yet. Though I did send out my email to GearBest to see, you know, doing the fact that it's not just printers, but like I'll do anything that might help promote STEM learning and stuff. And so I'd even do that for the kids on their channel. So I want to see if maybe they'll take up on it. I mean, that would be pretty cool to get like anything, you know. I mean, like little laser engravers or any other like STEM STEM related type stuff. I mean, that'd be pretty cool. I don't know how that's actually going to work out, if at all, but you know, I guess it's always nice to think about. All right, we're gonna get the console start printing, hopefully. That thing is. Airflow a little better. Ah, air fell again. Maybe that'll hold it better. Ugh. Now you're done? Alright. Huh? Okay. Alright, so that one's ready. Let's get that printing. Never let the machines win. How you doing? Right, Bubba. Yep.
Well,
Yes, yeah.
Cameras on
And it's only 4.
only 4 cameras.
Yeah.
They're just trying to get ready on the big one.
I'm gonna try to let all of them print tonight, if I can. All right. Oh, man, the camera is just. That didn't work. Okay. Maybe at least that the camera will stay without falling. All right, so console is printing. All right. This is the right blue. Let's see if I've got another. That's what happened. The screw or T-nut never turned to grab into the extrusion. Well, that would make sense why the spool holder here fell, scaring the hell out of me. That should hold that. Just gonna get this one. Ah, man, I'm moving like all the cameras are in the wrong way. I want to stay. Right. We will do it the old-fashioned way. I'm just going to tape it to the wall. Tired of it falling. That was pretty decent. Okay, that should hold that. Hopefully. Alright, that we will. More like that. Okay. Jeez. Alright, not paying attention to what's going on. I was done in the box. Add on control box to get more stuff in there. Nice. On that E12? There, Lama? You didn't miss much, honey. Just me dropping the camera everywhere and not knowing how to adjust it right. Alright, I'll do the tubing. Okay. We want to do. What was the size I needed? 380. Let me make sure I got. Oh. Llama Core. I don't think I've actually seen that one. I'm going to have to double check your channel and see what you got on it. Alright, so for the Build plate 370. That's what it was. 370 is what I need. Not 380. Alright, so check print speed. Let's do 50. Oh, you know what? That might have been my problem right there. So we need to do like therefore do 90%. There we go. Here to print. It's big core X by design, but can only afford a 300 bed. Okay. Well. If you wouldn't mind maybe at least covering shipping and maybe whatever you feel would be an appropriate project donation. I've got, it's the spare Tronxy 330 by 330, even though it's like a 300 heated area. But this one's a dual voltage. You just have to put your wires on, and then I've got another one that's a 330 by 330, 300 like heated area, but it's literally only a 12 volt. They didn't even have another pad for it. But they're both spare to me. I mean, I've already got the one issue with the kids printer. I'm going to use one of the original A8 220 by 220 anyway. The only issue, I guess, with this one, 12 volt only, it's got one hole that was drilled out towards the edge a little too much, and one corner that was butted in just a hair. Though it still worked. I mean, it just... And then the factory replacement that they sent me, literally, I mean, it's got the pads, and they took the wires off. And like I said, the drilling on these go a little bit too close to the edge on both middle pieces. Yeah, and then just the slight deformity in this one screw hole corner, but the hole on the back side, I mean, is perfectly straight and everything. There's no deformity with that. It's just at the top edge. But I've got both of these beds. I mean, like I said, I mean, if you want to cover shipping itself, and then possibly, you know, a little donation to the project above, $5, $10, I don't care. You can definitely snag one or both. Up to you. Alright, what was I gonna do? 10 hours to print that stupid... Wow. All right. I'll do it again. No, I've got two. They're the Mark 3A 300, but the metal itself is literally 330 by 330. This one is a dual voltage. It's actually got it. It was a factory replacement that Trunksy sent me. The only issues it has is a slightly deformed top corner. Though the corner, metal corner, like when you're looking at it, is right. It's just the hole is not, like it got caved in on the outer edge. And then the two side ones, the top was drilled out a little too wide towards the edge. But again, the bottom is thin, but it's fine. The other one is the original on my X5S, and it's a 12 volt only. It only has the two pads. It has one actual like bent in corner, and then one bed hole that they cut way too big. But other than that, I mean, it works. So I mean, and it doesn't get too close to any of the traces or anything. This one's actually wired and still has the factory wires on them. So I mean, what I was saying was, if you wanted to, if you'd cover shipping and then maybe a small donation to the project, you could have one or both. Zoom on you. Oh, you know what? That probably would have been a good idea. Hold on, let me, max main cam. There we go. Ugh. So. So they're both the Mark 3A 300 millimeter, 12 volt only, dual voltage, no wires. I just don't think that they know, because if you see the two beds, I don't think they know how to cut the center holes. Not the front back, but the two side ones. Or I guess, yeah, when it sits with the bed plane. Sorry. So yeah, the middle center ones, I don't think they know how to cut them right, because they're both a little too close to the edge. And like I said, the 12 volt one has one hole way too big, so the screws just fall through, versus like a normal chamfer. And then it's got kind of a deformed corner. But then the factory replacement one they sent me, the top edge is the only part of the deformed part. It's this top outer layer, because if you look on the bottom, it's still like you can barely see it deform right there. Other than that, they still, like I said, they just, ooh, come on, focus. Yeah, they just don't know how to cut these center ones very well. But they're extras. You need a 400 plus. Yeah, they're 330 by 330, so I mean, I'm thinking of stuff to do with them, and nothing comes to mind, because all of the custom printers that I'm kind of trying to build, say, are not that. Okay, so this is weird. So now I've got another oh, they're doing the hidden subscriber thing. I gotcha. I forgot that was a thing, that if you don't open up your allow subscriptions to be public knowledge, then it doesn't post anything anywhere. Alright, but anyway, so just to put the pipe, or the square tubing for the kid's printer, and look at that, it's 1, 2, 3 outer, 3 inner, and a little squiggle in the middle. And it's going to take 10 hours to print. That's crazy. Oh well. We'll do this one direct on the SD card. See how the MKS touchscreen likes it. No, I wanted. Where's my over? There we go. There you go, Llama. Let's get with Scott. He'll get you the hookup. All right. Let's see. So we'll do print. I thought I was supposed to heat both at one time. Oh, this is where I can. Oh, cool. So I can add more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more buttons. At least the bed heats up pretty decent. I just gotta get something to lock it down. What's up, Carl? Trying, Carl, trying. A little hard to, I don't know. Yeah, if I take it off the front view, but yeah, I've got the base like 90% done. Got a touch screen on it, but I am still having to do the old screen until I change the firmware, because the G29, I've got it where it pauses on probe so that when it comes down, it'll you can attach the probe and then continue. But there's no clickable link on the TFT touchscreen to catch that, so it just pauses forever until I hook up the old screen. So working on that. There it goes. It's about to start printing now. Yeah, that's actually what I'm sending to it right now is 300. Jeez, what in the world? All right. Stop. What the hell was that? Ah! What are you doing? Okay, I don't know what in the world that was all about. Yeah, you think that there was an error? You like tried to slam into the glass. Motor's off. Holy moly. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that. Okay, so SD card printing apparently is a no-go on this thing for right now. Jeez. We'll just stick with good old standard Octoprint for whatever reason that decided to go nutso. Alright, Llama. Let's try that print again. What are you trying to process? Oh. Temperature stabilization. Okay. There it goes. Alright. That's apparently not going to work either. Printer's firmware reported an error due to an ongoing print job will be canceled. Reported error G2/G3 bad parameters. Do I have my start code all jacked up? I probably do. That would be it. Okay. Oh, I had this like awesome idea that, you know, I would draw a G2 arc, um, so that I didn't have to like keep trying to figure out the 50 lines of code that it takes to unable to export. Why can't you export to that disk drive? Anyway, I was trying to figure out why I couldn't, like, for the console, I've already got my dimensions, but since this bed is that much bigger, I wanted to try to push everything out, but I'm not good at the math, and I was trying to simulate it, and I was like, oh, well, the printer should be able to do a G2 or G3 arc. That way I've only got to put it in, and it'll work on the first, like, shot, and I shouldn't have to worry about it at all. And that's not the case. Apparently my why are you not deleting? Apparently the G2 arc data is incorrect. Why is this acting like it's a read-only? What is this voodoo? Sometimes I wish it was only voodoo. No, Filament Frenzy came out with a really good, like, arcing, you know, prime line. Okay, so lock is down, and I don't want it locked. Anyway, so they came up with a priming line, and you can barely see it in the frame now on the delta down below on the console. But I got like a sweeping prime line that it does, and why? Fine. You're gonna be like that, then I'll just send it back over Octoprint. Anyway, so it said that you know, he's got a curve. It does a double F, and then it finishes out, and it was way too much. So I found all the way to the beginning F and chopped that off, so I just have that first curve. And yeah, so I was trying to do, instead of, it's like 30, 40 lines of code to get all the little segments to draw out. So instead of doing that, what I was going to do is just a G2 arc to do the exact same thing, but just one line of code, and then it'll be done. And apparently I don't have my data correctly, or for whatever reason, Marlin 2.0, even with G2, G3 knowledge, apparently can't figure out how to do it right. So I guess we're back to the drawing board. Yeah, but I enable it on all mine, you know, just so I have that ability, because it was something that I was like, oh, well, if I'm going to be doing curves, a lot of slicers won't put a G2 in there. But if the firmware can at least read it, then, you know. Yeah. And that's what I've been finding out the hard way. So I think I'm going to save just a little bit of program memory. Hey, Craig. And just get rid of that, to be honest. Because it doesn't seem like I'm making it work anyway. So, you know, why stress about it? Alright, let's try that again. I took out the G2 data, so now it's just the standard little prime line that I've been doing. Why are you doing that? I've already calibrated you. Well, it was 106 a little while ago, and then I guess somebody decided to take theirs back. I don't know. But that's alright. I'm cool with it either way. I mean, like I said, isn't like supposed to be, yeah, I don't know. I probably won't even get an email about so-and-so dropped. I don't think to protect everybody, I don't think it says anything. But yeah, God, I can never get this right. So this counter right here is a live API connect to YouTube. So, oh, I guess I'll show it off, what I did. So, bam. Let's get this thing going. I got more people I want to fill in, but bam, there's some subscriber counts. I got plenty of open space. I just need to find more people to put in there, but yeah. But yeah, it pulls dynamic, so as soon as someone, like, it checks it every 2 seconds. So if anybody subscribes, you'll start seeing the numbers like roll, just like mine did, to 106 and then now 105. So, but yeah, I've got all these people on here. I can always add more. I've got plenty of room for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 more people. So that's all right, CNX. Don't worry about it. To be honest, I didn't even think I was going to have this many. But, I mean, the only thing that's really increased my subscriber count, I think, is just the weekly, you know, live streams. I think that's what's making mine go up. So, I don't know. What? Okay. Guess I was being a little too loud. Okay, temperature. We will heat the bed. So at least when we do our probe, it's already probing based off of the adjusted temperature there. What's the hot end temperature looking like? 104. Okay. It shouldn't be too awful bad. Yeah, I know. I gotta do videos, but it's like I get so overwhelmed that I don't know what to even make a video on. Like I have thousands of things that pop in my head, be like, oh, I could do a video on this, and then I never do it. And then afterwards, I'm like, man, somebody else either came up with the video, like Chris Riley would kept doing like all the videos for like a 3-week period, like almost every video he did. I was like, I wanted to cover something about that, and then I don't. So, yeah, but Scott, once you start doing some live streams, it'll probably pick up. Is that a fail there you did, right? It's just a weird reflection of the camera. Okay. I was thinking on the console like it was all jacked up. Alright. Well, I guess let's auto-calibrate here. G33. See, I don't know if you heard it, but that pop for the Deploy Z Pro, I can't get the touchscreen to give me a thing about it, so I'm gonna have to take it off of the main firmware. Oh. 0. Zero offset. I need to, just because I like things, but this is also, now keep in mind, this is Marlin 2.0. So yeah, I probably should do a video on how to get it to calibrate, though it just takes forever. Yeah, this is calibration. Yeah, a lot of my stuff is all just in the live stream. I need to just set up my camera that I got right here to record it and just be like, what's his name? Neres. I mean, and I only reference that as far as like doing a live stream, but also like recording a standard video stuff at the same time to be, you know, just to knock 2 birds out with 1 stone. I think I might have to start doing that with all this on-the-fly stuff that I end up doing. Just edit the stream. Yeah, I could. But that takes a lot of work. And it's not as good a quality as I can get on this little handheld cam. Are you seriously lifting the corner? Piece of crap. Even with a brim. Like this ultra base on this one sucks. Golly. So irritating. Very true. Learned a lot faster calibration. But that's also the kind of the downfall too, because like it's so simple, but yet I still didn't like think about doing it right. I don't know why I couldn't have just gone, oh yeah, I don't need to waste an hour and a half, you know, printing something. I can just hook it to a tape measure, or use a measuring piece and go boop boop and be done. Well, it probably didn't sound quite like that when I was doing it, but you get the point. All right. Maybe this will let me edit that file. Yeah, very true. And it's funny because I've done so many other measurements that exact way, but then when it came to that piece, I saw somebody else was like, oh yeah, just print this part and then you can get accurate measurements. And I was just like, okay. And I didn't even like stop to think about it. Why am I wasting all that plastic? Like you said, why am I wasting all that plastic just to print something that I can just as easily just put the ruler and measure it out and be done with it? Yeah. All right, well, community, I've got a question for you before we try to do anything. So on this touch screen, right, I'm allowed to have 6 more, right? 7 more buttons that I can completely customize. So I got 7 slots that I can use. But then while it's printing, I have an additional 5 more buttons that I can also print with or use. What would be some good ideas? Because like the only thing I could think of is like a push button for preheat PLA, preheat bed PLA, or preheat PETG, preheat bed PETG. But if I do that, then I still have 3 more regular buttons that I could use. And then while printing, I already saw somebody that was trying to do like an on-screen baby step adjustment. So they've already got their Z 0.05 on a plus button and then a minus button, so they can just push the button to do the live Z adjustment that way. I don't know. They've already got a predefined filament change. Check out A5 Wiki. Ah, okay. That's not a bad idea. I was trying to think of some other people that had like a TFT because I was looking on their GitHub page. There's like 300 tickets that are like almost a year old and they've never closed them out, and it's like the last time anybody sent anything was like 8 days ago with no responses at all. And I'm like, okay, I don't know if that, if I should feel bad that I did this or bought this thing and now it's like kind of useless, or there we go. You saw the issue yesterday. Oh, okay. And this is the jgaurorawiki.com/A5. That the one I'm looking for? So when I did a web search, that was like the first thing that came up. Yeah, my iPad out of power. This is the one that Is this the one you were talking about? Okay. So this is under the mods. Firmware update. Ooh, there's a touchscreen. Alright, see this page for upgrading. That the one you were talking about? Get that going. Alright. That one's done. Okay, sorry, hold on. HCD 233 1. So yeah, with the current mods, I've now unfortunately gone down from 630 total to 603. But hopefully the top will be more stable, so. Okay. And then G29. Okay, let's go back over here. Alright, so downloading. Alright. Here's the mesh data. Okay. So now we will preheat. And I need to. Come on. There we go. Okay, give me the link to download. Jeez. There we go. Download direct. Yep, that's it. That was super small. And we'll do 7 just to make sure. Okay, so that's not got that piece. Where is that program? Master, image converter. See what kind of images they're using. Just how that was downloads, custom firmware. Ooh, so they already have a lot of these good ones in there. Ooh, I like it. Cool. All right. I'll work with that. Down. Up. There we go. All right. I found this to move the extruder motor over to this. Sorry, I heard a weird click over there. What do you mean, Craig? Oh, to move extruder motor to the center of it. Oh, okay. Of course. Thing! Hey! 3, 4, 3, 2, 4, 2, 8. I don't know why it sees that colon and then, like, takes it out of there. That might... I mean, that he already's got the filament run out, so that would give me room to, like, put it on there, finally. I was thinking of going possibly to some Bondtech clones. Or BMG clones, or whatever, by Triangle Labs or whatever. But, I don't know. Titan extruder, all that stuff, it's a lot. Alright, let's see what they did. So, this would have to be for Data. Yeah, it's already on that. Multiple language, no. English, yeah. Advance. No, no. No, no. Okay. Minus 745. That is super slow. I put it where it's actually like usable instead of waiting there for 10 minutes. All right, so for the leveling function, would you still do auto since it, I mean, you just do the G29 with the probe on there? What's the G29S1? I've never seen that one. Next point. Oh, okay. Mesh up. Mesh down. Yeah. Default EEPROM. Oh, it looks like there's your, yeah, baby step up and down right there. And then a save EEPROM. Huh. Well, I'll definitely have to check that one out here a little bit. We'll get this, try to get this print going, see if it actually, like, does what it's supposed to do. If not, then there we go. Jeez. Okay. Cool. All right, so that's starting to print. So we'll see how the wobble on that goes. All right. Well, come on, go away. All right. So, here we go. I'm curious about the brackets at the top. Okay. What's the curiosity there, Carl? PLA. I mean, I guess you can print it whatever you want. I mean, most likely I'd be printing PLA. Oh, well, the bracket to move the motor is mainly because the way that it's currently sitting on the top, I've got it like on each outside edge, and trying to get the long Bowden tube to not like snag on stuff. I was gonna put the motors like right close to each other, so that I've got some of the corrugated tubing stuff to try to keep both of the Bowden tubes like more together, and then that way I can also shorten the Bowden tubes a bit and then have easier access for both filaments. I was going to use the original motor mount that I've got, but then I just have to mirror it. But then it was like, okay, but then the direction that it's going, it still makes it hard. And I was thinking of making like a side bar just off one of the sides, put both motors where you can see it turning. That way it's one big tube going to the hot end, to keep it cable management wise and get it shorter. But then it was coming up of, okay, well, what am I doing with the spools then? How am I going to arrange them so that both can be on the rack but not be in each other's way, and make it where, well, in order to take spool A off because it's closer to the frame, you have to take off B in order to get it. It just haven't really thought too many more things out with that one, but it goes. Well, I guess I should just ask before I mean, I can open it for now, but I mean, here, we'll go ahead and do this. Bam. So that's what it is. I mean, it's the giveaway. It's the Ultra Base clone. I know I was just talking, crap about Ultra Base, but I think that one was just a bad batch. But yeah, it's still new in the box. Still got its foam wrapper, and it's just a sheet of glass. It's the Ultra Base clone stuff, so it's not got any marking on it whatsoever. But it's literally just the glass. I got it for practically nothing, so figured it'd be a pretty easy raffle to give away. I mean, there's only oh, wow. Guess I got more people interested in it than what I thought. I mean, it says there's only 4 people here, so, all the other 3 people, already put in their vote, so we'll pull the drawing here in 3 more minutes at 9:25, just in case somebody else. Oh, look, there you go. New person just joined in. All right, well, hello, Kit. So there's the giveaway going for the Ultra Base clone from CC Tree. It's just the glass part, no 3M, no heat bed, just the glass. You just type exclamation raffle if you scroll up. Oh, it's 7 watching? Oh, okay. Well. So, still new in the factory packaging. It's the Ultra Base. It's the glass. It's 220 by 220 by 3 millimeter. So 3 millimeter thick. Oh man. Yeah, if you're interested, see, it never puts it on here like little reminder pieces. Ah, what are you doing? I can't spell either. Yeah, do it with no space in the exclamation. Yeah, they're all clones of it. And I mean, if nothing else, you could always just like scrape off the Ultra Base coating and at least have a 3 millimeter piece of glass, you know. Yep. Thanks for. Ooh, there we go. Thanks, Kit. Yeah, make sure you're doing the exclamation raffle all together. That way, there you go. All right, I see you in there. Got it down to the wire. Got like 1 more minute, and then we'll pull it. Oh, I got another person. All right, Richard, if you want to go, redo it, but with no space. Appreciate that, Kit. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to, you know, get in there. But, I mean, a lot of my stuff is more just practical screw-ups. I learned by mistake, so, you know, try to get a good, positive, fun environment. All right, Richard, if you hear me, do the same thing, but just without the space. I don't see you logged in the contest there. I'll give you that extra minute so you actually get your name in there. Yeah, I try to keep it real. Yeah, Kit, you missed it just a few minutes ago. I bottomed out my nozzle like 4 times in a row on the K280 that's over there. Where's this thing? There it is. Richard, why don't I see you? Yeah, Richard Sharps, if you're there, buddy. Exclamation raffle all together. This would be a, well, here. Hold on. Hold on. We'll make this easier because I got the timer thing not working right. There you go, Richard. All right. So, Nerd Girl, it is 220 by 220 by 3 CC Tree clone of Ultra Base. Still in the package, everything. It's the, yeah, Ultra Base clone. It's got no other, like, writing on it. It's just, I mean, it's CC Tree brand, but they don't put anything on it. So, exclamation raffle. I don't know why it's not doing the auto thing anymore. Alright guys, here, how about this? I'm gonna close it and reopen it with the timer so it actually like filters like it's supposed to. Because this thing is like acting crazy on me. Alright, hold on. Close it. Reset. Yeah. Refund all. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay. Use the timer. There we go. So we will go for, it's 9:28. We will give it 30 minutes. Nah, we'll give it 15 minutes. The way everybody's got an ultra or a, you know, way of doing it. Here we go. All right. There we go. Now everybody can get in there correctly. All right, Jake, have fun. Thanks for stopping by. There we go. Now the timer's actually working. I missed that little checkbox. Sorry about that. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, I see people. I got 5 of them in. Yeah, there's people rolling in. There we go. Now it's starting to work. Just in case you're wondering, I do have it hidden in the text chat, so it won't show that you like tried to enter. I didn't want like everybody to told it to ignore those commands. So if you're wondering why you didn't see your thing coming up, or is it just not showing it on mine? Oh, you're selling your CR10. Okay, so I see the actual, so it's just hiding it in the web on-screen view, not the regular chat. Okay, I get it now. You watch the real chat box. Yep. Yeah, but that's not a, I mean, even at the current price it's at now, is not a bad price. They're your first printer, man. My first printer was that M3D. I have no problem selling that one. Come on, let me... There we go. Let me copy that. Alright, I'm going to send that out to a couple of guys I know too. See if they're even remotely interested. Alright, what's it say on the giveaway? 11 minutes. Alright, well. Yeah, the shipping is going to be kind of killer on that. Is it not going to open my... Well, finally it starts to respond. Yes! Nerd Girl, I see you in there. You are in the entry. Oh, did you post it on eBay there, Scott? Yeah, that was Kit. Kit got me back up to 106. So far, so good. I mean, the layer lines look pretty good, but I mean, it's low. Like the other one, it waited until it was like 200 millimeters up before it started showing the wobble to begin with. So I guess we'll have to see how that goes. No, it's not a base. It's the actual square tubing print for the kids printer. It's one for the bed. Needs a 370 length, and rather than buy it to stay true to the project, I'm printing all the extrusions. Well, not like literal extrusion, but it's the square tubing version of it. And then once I get enough extra money, and hopefully I can get a good chunk of it taken care of with the tax refunds, we'll see. But I've got my Mark III clone project, as seen on Tom's 3D, kind of like his printed dolly, but more like there's an updated BOM with a more like officially cloned parts, not just kind of putting it all together. But yeah, about $490 something for the rough price that I've seen for the BOM. So if you're interested and you would like to donate to that cause, and we'll do a live build and all that jazz, by all means, feel free to donate. Multiple ways of doing it. Like I said, I'm still working on getting my own funding for it too, but you know, every little bit helps. Alright, 7.5 minutes left. Just in case we have any more late people coming in. I thought it was going to do more reminders. I guess this one doesn't. So on the K280, the purple one in the top left corner is a square tubing extrusion for the kids' 3D printed printer, conversion from an A8 to a Core XY version of it. Straight below it on the ANET E10 is the screen, because they want to do patriotic colors. So I've got blue for the extrusion, red for most of the parts, and then white is going to be like for the hot end and stuff. And then on the console, Linear Plus, which actually that part is done, and we can start the second one. That is one of the feet, one of 3. Hold on, because I can't do like multiple things at once here. I'm gonna mess myself up here. All right, a cubic console, yeah. Did you delete? Oh my gosh, are you serious? So apparently I had the button clicked for delete the G code after it was done printing. Anyway, so it's going on the base of the K280. There's these 3 feet, and then it's going to have a TPU insert to account for the vibration. So that's what I got going right now. And then the top, the Tronxy X5 SE2, the dual color printer, currently has nothing. And I don't know what I'm going to do right offhand. So, but all of them work. Finally. Can't tell you how many times that I sat back and just watched them going, please, oh please work. Alright, where is that? Yep. Alright, printer STLs. What was it? That B something. No. Where is the name I'm looking for? You wrote it in Spanish. Is it workshop? Testing. No. There it is. Okay, there we go. Where's the foot? That one. Nope, that's the insert. There we go. Alright, there to print. What is going on, Sean? How is it going, buddy? Got a contest if you want to join in. It's for a CC Tree Ultra Base clone. Just the glass. You don't have to. Hey, Knack. Yeah, now that I've got my printers actually working, I think I'm going to start printing a couple of your designs there, Sean. No, not a printer. Why do people do that? This is, no, it was 3. Okay. Midnight Giant. Alright, well there's still, what? Still 2 minutes on the contest if you want. It's a exclamation raffle. It's what you call it? CC Tree Ultra Base clone, just the glass. Here, I'll pull it out again. Brand new, never used. Still still in the foam. It's the Ultra Base glass clone. Sorry. There we go. It's got no markings on it. It's just a straight square. Here, I'll show you. Okay. No markings. It's just a straight glass. 220 by 220 by 3 millimeters. No space. You're right. Exclamation raffle. Sorry, don't mind my Star Wars there. Invited a few friends. Always. Always nice to see more people. And someone did a quiet subscription. Thank you, whoever you are. Nice. All right. 37 seconds. 33. Almost there. And these feet actually came out really nice looking. Of course, I wouldn't have made these side pieces quite so tall, but I guess that does allow for a lot bigger screw head without getting caught on anything. Oops, sorry, I missed a chat piece there. Oh, there we go. That was it there. Where are we located? Oh, okay. All right, are we ready? Are we ready? We are going to pick a winner. And bam! All right, good job. Nerd Girl won it. Congrats. So, send me email, techiedad@gmail.com. Send me your address, and I will ship this thing out. Very true, Scott. King always seems to win like back to back on ours. Whenever he joins in, that's it. Well, that is awesome. All right, cool. Yeah, he won 2 in a row. It was crazy. The fake contest and the real contest. Like, how do you do that? Ah, that's all right, Scott. Whenever you have extra time to throw in extra stuff, always appreciative, but never required. All right. So yeah, again, send out my email. It's just techiedad@gmail.com. Send me email with your address, and I'll get it out as quick as possible. Obviously, can't do anything till at least Monday, but other than that, yeah, should be able to send it out pretty quick. Ooh, server costs were due. Yeah, that'll get you. Was it Walter was saying before? His was crazy high. Alright, well, that should be balancing out right there to print. We will get that one going. Oh, Monday's a holiday? Wow, see, I don't even pay attention to that. After I got out of the service, and I don't pay attention to any of the holidays anymore. I feel like my job, I have to work kind of no matter what I do, so. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get another bed leveling round on that Delta, on the other Delta here after this print. Well, I'll do all 3 of them, and then I'll do the leveling. But yeah. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so yeah, based off of the dual extruder like minor issues that I've got, I'm just looking for, I guess, more of a suggestion on whether or not I should do like, oh, let me pull it up. The like what type of extruder feeding mechanism piece that I should do. Just like standard grip handles, because the one on the console is like amazing. I can get good tension. Hey, you know, that's fine. That is some weird banding that I'm seeing on that case. I don't know if y'all can see it. It looks like it's like going at a weird angle there. That's odd. Okay, well, one more thing to try to figure out on that A10. But yeah, hey, that's fine. If you need this overseer program that I've got displaying, just let me know. I mean, I run it on a virtual Pi, so I don't have to give up a Pi itself. I tried the Windows version, but it wasn't, like, it was too much weird coding. And this was just straight, like, drop it in, boom, and I had it up and running. Now, his new version, I can't figure out what I'm doing wrong. But this older version, version 0.9, works fantastic. I can add as many printers as I want. They'll just keep dynamically getting smaller. So, yeah, that's pretty awesome. But yeah, just trying to figure out, like, if I should do for the Tronxy, you know, like, hey, send it on. I'll set it up. Not a problem. What is it? The console extruder. Well, yeah, it would, but there's also the dynamic button that you can tell it to. Sounds like an opportunity for a video. Yeah, true. I can do the setup video of it. Yes, in a way. This old version 9 worked, but he said there was a lot of like security things that he was doing for the version 1, and then yeah, it does have a dynamic view actually already in it. You can tell it to actually I can even show. Come on, go back over to it. So here. Go to my desktop so you can see it. Alright, so like in the settings, you can actually tell it to hide idle printers or hide the disabled ones, so that then when you save it and it refreshes, or you got to click it to kind of do it, but it automatically blanks out like whatever is not active anymore. Now granted, sometimes you do have to almost refresh the page, so it's not like fully dynamic, but it's pretty nice that like while on it, like say for this Linear Plus, you know, you can click it, it'll dynamically take me to the main, you know, full size, but then you also get a few control buttons. So like I can manually override and adjust some of the temperatures, feed rates, It gives me my better progress bar, which is really nice. And it took me a while, but if you look at the top edge right here, the blue bar is actually your progress indicator. And it took me a while to figure out that's what it was doing. But because it connects on the API side, I mean, you get a lot of good info. And then just as easy, like if I go in and say, okay, don't hide my idle printers, and then refresh, it brings it right back in. Come on. Yeah, I mean, that would kind of be nice to have it auto switch, and that is one of the types of suggestions that, hell, I'll put that forward for you. Let them know that, you know, hey, there's a couple of people that even wouldn't mind, you know, like an auto scroll. Main thing is he was trying to do like security update so that it was relying on .NET framework to be virtual, or not virtualized, but to be on the Pi in a .NET framework, so that it wasn't, there wasn't a chance of oh, what you call it, a proxy bypass, I guess would be the best way to put it, because he was making it where it was either by HA proxy or Nginx. You could configure either one, but you had to configure it. Otherwise, the only source that could even view the feed was the local host. That was the only way you could even get it. So like this way that I've got it, you know, I'm connecting through my network to the IP address to see it. It wouldn't allow that unless you did like all this other security pieces. And so he was like really going good on the security, but almost to a point of too good, and I couldn't get connected right. So I've been working with him on trying to figure out, okay, what steps am I missing in the guide, because he showed me his and it worked. So I'm like, well, I know it does work. I just got to get it figured out in a virtual Pi. So I'm working with him on that. But yeah, I'll definitely throw that out at him. That's not a bad idea. Let's see. I mean, you can do like that, you know, voting on main printer camera feed option K280. We'll do multi-vote. There you go. K280. E10. What is the name of the next one? Is it KLP and X5S T2E. There you go. Use timer. 2 minutes. Bam. Let's see what it looks like for you guys. There we go. Yeah, I know. But it's hard to, that'd be a different way, an interesting way of like, you know, I guess you're talking about something like a live upvote, and whatever has the most upvotes, that would be the feed that it would do, though that would be interesting to try to put together. Of course you want to see the 2E printing all the time. Yeah, it definitely would. I have to figure out, see if I can get like a dynamic poll and put like a little button, you know, maybe right below you know, right above the chat, maybe like have like a little dynamic bar of vote for the current, you know, viewer feed or printer feed and see what it does. Just because it's not printing. True, but it's like right close to the end of stream, and you know it's being a little bit of a bugger right now because I actually have it disconnected. I hadn't reconnected it back up to the Octoprint and the second spool piece because of the that information I was trying to gather from Repetier host. So I hadn't reconnected it back up, but why am I pulling that one up? Anyway. Like a print hub thing. Yeah, you know what? I actually want. I would love. I've been trying to find some of those dynamic print hub services thing locally, so you can like do your own print farm. I just wonder if anyone's tried the new Clipper software. No, but I do want to try it. And now that I've got two deltas, I could compare them. Though I haven't really had a need to because both of mine just work. So, and for me personally, Clipper seems like trying to push the printer to like absolute speed max and everything. I just want good quality. I don't necessarily need it to print super fast. Though increasing the speed and getting the quality, yes, that's always a nice thing to have. But I don't know. If they made it, I guess, a little more user friendly as far as like sharing the information, because unless maybe they have and I just haven't checked in a while, but I remember when they were first really broadcasting it, it was just like, oh, it's easy, just go here, and then you go here and you're like, I don't know what options to even pick. There's so many things here. How could you possibly figure out how to set up my printer? And what steps do I need to follow? And then it's just, like I ended up with more questions than answers, and I was like, well, apparently I'm too green in this to even figure it out. Now I'd probably be able to figure it out, but I think that's a lot of the daunting piece. Yeah, I agree with Scott on that. You know, I've seen... Yeah. The original X5S, until I really got with Scott on tuning it in, I couldn't even print past 60 and get anything decent out of it. And then he got me like to really think about what I was doing, how I was doing it, and we got it tuned up, and I was able to consistently print about 130 and get really good results. Going much past that was a little bit of a problem. But now, even with this dual extruder piece, I've been consistently printing about 90. And I'm looking to push it higher because of the 32-bit board. I just know that second extruder is not quite keeping up with everything yet because I can't adjust the tension on it. So I'm trying to work with it and, you know, figure a good balance between speed, temps, and loading, you know, to get it all balanced out. But yeah, it pulls from the 8-bit board all the processing power into the 32-bit controller on the Pi. and uses that as like the main thing to then do a serial push, though it's through USB, a serial push into the 8-bit board at enough of a rate that the heavy lifting has already been done and all it has to do is process. But that's still bottlenecking kind of no matter what you do because it's an 8-bit board. So receiving that communication of move XYZ whatever and then converting it, doing it, but all the calculation was already pre-done. I don't know. It almost seems like with the investment that you're really doing with a $35 Raspberry Pi and then still trying to push it to an 8-bit board, you almost may be able to just get away with a straight 32-bit board for a little bit more, 50, 60 bucks, but then it's a dedicated 32-bit board that they're constantly improving, you know, direct processing. But I don't know. I mean, that's just me. Maybe one day we'll do a clipper hole thing to begin with. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Chris has done a fantastic job with it. I may just try it out on one of the Deltas just to do it because they all have their own Pi anyway. So I'm already halfway there. And if I'm going to reformat to get the newest version of Octoprint anyway, I mean, it's not like I'm really out if I wipe the controller, you know, even though you don't have to put Clipper, but, you know, if I mess something up, I was going to wipe it to put the new version of Octoprint on there anyway, so. Yep, in comes Clipper. Oh, they've already got it for the 280? Well, that might be something to try then, since they've already got the hard work done. Okay. Well, guys, it's getting close to that time. I don't like to go too much past 10 because, you know, still spend some time with the kids and the other half before going to bed, though most of this stuff is just printing, and that's kind of all it's doing. E10's about to finish here in about 9 more minutes, though. Other one's got... It's not 5 hours. I don't know why that's saying 5 hours. It's only 56 minutes, or 59 minutes to begin with. See what I mean? Sometimes Octoprint just does weird. Anyway. Thanks for joining. Please like, subscribe, share, all that stuff. I got the social media links going right below here, constant throughout the stream. If you'd like to support the channel, there's multiple ways of doing that. The big thing is the big Mark III project. I'm catching up with the kids printer, trying to do some parts now. So yeah, congratulations to the winner, Nerd Girl. I'll double check my email. My phone's acting a little crazy because I'm like down to 5% power, so but yeah, I'll double check, and then since you have a channel, if anything else, I'll message you through that too. But yeah, every Saturday 7 to 10, come hang out, join us, all that stuff. And don't forget, tomorrow, though I don't know what time quite yet, I think it's 6 Eastern, is Fun in the Country Basement. All the main guys that I watch as well, they're all doing their stuff tomorrow. And then Sunday night, yes, Skewed View is doing their hangout, 9 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, he's got it in there. Awesome. There's another one that kind of join watch. They do some really cool stuff, and show them. I got a side little project that I'm gonna hit you up for. Very, very minor. You'll probably see it almost as a waste of time, but who knows? I'll send you all the info here soon because I definitely got some questions for you, buddy. All right. Well, with that, again, congratulations to the winner. We'll try to do another whole giveaway thing. Let's see, we're at 100 now. Like at 250, 500. I don't know. I don't know what the next contest will be. We'll do another one. Have to see how the channel's growing and when I can get some extra stuff. Yeah, we can do some techie dag coins too. Might do like a visual learning one day of just playing with Tinkercad and or Fusion and then turn around and print it. Who knows? But yeah. Again, thanks for joining, and we will see you next week.